Hi, Dave Briner from Synergist Technologies. Today I thought we'd review how to create a square to round transition in Inventor Sheet Metal. So let's get started. Let's go in and we're going to select a sheet metal part. Okay, in our sketch I want to start with a 2-point center rectangle. And I'm going to name my parameters as I'm creating them. So I'll start with width equals, and we'll say 26, tab, and I'm going to say length equals 18. I think I missed on that one. We'll just add our dimension. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to exit the sketch, and I'm going to just momentarily turn on my XY plane. I'm going to go up and offset that plane, and I'll use this as my height. And I'll say 17. There. I'm going to put a sketch on that plane, and I'm going to place a circle. I'm going to place a circle somewhat off center so I can dimension a couple parameters to it. So I'll just throw it up here someplace, and I'm going to put this as diameter equals, and we'll just say 12. So what I like to do is add a dimension, and I'm going to place a dimension. I'll dimension that circle. And I'll make this one x underscore offset. And we're just going to throw something out there. We'll just say 2. And then I'll do the same for the y. So I'll say y underscore offset equals, and we'll also say 2. So I think I have most of my dimensions. So I'll finish the sketch. Now we can turn the visibility of that work plane off. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to loft. So I'll choose the first sketch and the second sketch. You'll see it automatically generates. And now I have a couple options here. I can have the chord tolerance, and that is the spaces in between the chords here. I can do a facet angle, but I really want to do a facet distance. And then I can actually turn this into a parameter eventually, but for right now let's mark something 1.5. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to say okay, and then before I go, let's take a look at which way this is extruding, and I'm going to say let's switch that to the inside. There we go. So all my dimensions now will be over the exterior, the outside dimensions. So quickly let's go in, and I want to check my parameters, and you can see that my parameters in there. And let's rename this one. and we'll just say facet distance, and done. And we can go back in then and change that so we can control it. So we're going to edit the feature, and right here is a facet distance, and let's list my parameters, and right there. So we'll just take that one, delete what was in there. Good. And we'll say OK. All right. So for the time being, what I want to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to create a form just to help myself out here a little bit. And you can see that I've got all my parameters up here in my form editor. So I'm just going to drag over my width, length, height, diameter. So this way I can see or control all of my parameters. And there's also, I have one which I may have to explain to you in a different video, but I can select my sheet metal thickness. I'll show you how to do that in a rule in a different video. So right now I think I have pretty much everything. We're going to say OK, and let's test it out here a little bit. And I can go in and say, well, I'll just say 20, and it looks pretty good. So, and I'm going to change a few of my parameters. I want to get the hole back to center. As you see, I can probably change the facets also. Nice. So one thing I like to do here is I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. And then one nice thing about taking a screenshot, I'll show you here. I'll drag in my snag editor. So I would take a screenshot of this and probably the triad. So I take a screenshot of this, put the triad in the center, and I can tell my user which is the length and the width. And for direction purposes, the XY offsets are in a positive direction, and all dimensions are outside dimensions. So I can create a little picture here that I can put in my form to help the user while they're using a form. So let's add that. So I just save that. I'm going to edit my form, and I'm going to add a picture. I'll slide that up top, and so I'll go into the appearance, and I'm going to select the image that I just saved, and here it is. I'm going to say open, and it places it right up above. So right now, so far, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to say OK, and now when I bring my form up, I have a little bit of explanation of what it's doing. So I can go through and start changing some of the parameters. Great. And I'll change that to 8. Oops. And I can begin to offset the hole. We'll do it 4 inches in the X and 2 in the Y. Very nice. Right. Now there's one last thing I like to go over, and I'll get my hole back to center just to show you this. It's not necessary, but and let's put that up a little bit so we can. Great. Now, one of the problems, I cannot make a flat plate development out of this just yet because there's no way to, it's a continuous wrap. There's no way to unfold it. So what I need to do is add a rip, and I'm going to do a point to point, and I'm going to do it down this face, and I'll select a point here and a point down there. And gap size to me gets a little bit big, so I'm just going to quickly divide by 2, and I'm going to say apply. Great. There we go. So let's, before I unfold it, let's quickly save this, and I'm just going to make a square to round transition, and I'll save that. And then I can just come up and quickly try to create a flat pattern, and let's see what we come up with. And there we have it. And there's our flat pattern. So that's just an easy way to go through and create a usable, reusable actually, squared around transition. I hope this was informative, and again, this is Dave Briner. Till next time.